Good evening. Hey, oh yeah, there we are. Hi. It's wonderful to be here with you all. I'm so delighted to get to facilitate a conversation and really an experience of what we call community as medicine. And before we dive into this, I just want to acknowledge you for whatever it took for you to be here tonight. I'm clear that it takes something to navigate traffic and family and life and work and finances to say, this is where I'm going to be. So thank you for that. I'm curious, are there any other folks in the room who identify as therapists, coaches, healthcare folks in the healing profession? Anybody else? We're going to get along fine. Okay. So to sort of share a little bit about how I got into this, I worked as a psychotherapist for about 10 years. Big healthcare settings, tiny community settings. And I love therapy. I'm a believer. I train my students how to work as therapists. But during my time, a couple things about it really started to hurt. One of them is that I continually had this feeling that I was being asked to put little Band-Aids on gaping wounds. My patients were really suffering from late-stage capitalism, and I was being asked to make it better, or worse, I was being asked to be the Tylenol, the numbing agent that kind of masked the symptoms without really addressing the underlying problem at all. And the second thing that really started to get to me is that I think with about 25% of my patients, they were receiving and needing really gold standard psychotherapeutic treatment for mental health challenges. And for the rest of them, what they were needing and what I was providing were things that I consider more fundamental, like empathy, validation, care, helping them feel seen and heard and gotten and held in their tenderness, their suffering, their vulnerability, the same vulnerability that I have and you have and we all have. I would call that just high-quality human attention. And my patients were receiving that, and I was giving it happily 50 minutes a week, if we were lucky. And then they went back to their worlds. And my strong sense was that they were hungry for so much more. They needed people to take walks with and eat meals with and laugh with and cry with and live with. They needed a community. And so I started to get really clear that psychotherapy is our current best solution for a much bigger problem of human disconnection and isolation. And frankly, it's an expensive and unsustainable and unscalable solution. So, in 2016, along with Dr. Ben Emmert Aronson, who's here today, I co-founded Open Source Wellness. We're an Oakland-based 501c3 nonprofit with a national mission of creating what we call community as medicine, which to us means partnering with communities and healthcare to deliver joyful, trauma-informed, and culturally relevant programs for health, well-being, and human connection. And if you're already familiar with us as an organization, you know that we work with the federally qualified health centers, we work with the YMCAs nationally, training them to deliver this model. We train lots and lots of health and wellness coaches in this tradition. But for tonight and for the next few days, it's this last bit about human connection that I want to explore with you. So I bet you've seen some of this data. This all comes from the 2023 Surgeon General's report. 60% of Americans report feeling lonely. The rate of loneliness in young people has increased every year for 40 years. This is staggering data. And it's all happening at the same time that we are becoming more digitally connected than ever before. In fact, many of us would say we're actually overwhelmed with incoming digital connection, and yet something hurts a lot. We are desperately hungry for something. So the question that my team and I have been thinking about is, Okay, well, exactly what kinds of connection do human beings need in order to be socially nourished and full and well? And if we had the answer to that question, we might ask other questions like, how might we create a society in which people are not only nourished and full and well, but also skilled in reliably generating that nourishment between each other and regeneratively doing that, not via clinical health care, but by social structures that make that the default. Now, at this point, somebody usually looks at me sideways and is thinking, nourished? Like, why are we using the language of food and nutrition to talk about human connection? And I've started doing that very intentionally because as a society, we get food. We get that food deficiency is a real problem, and that just because you had it yesterday doesn't mean you don't need it today, and that you need different kinds, that you need fats and proteins and carbs and vitamins and minerals and probiotics. We've put so much attention as a society on understanding exactly what makes a human body well. Can you imagine the day when we will have that kind of visibility and nuance and understanding about what people need to be socially nourished and well? I'm excited about that day, and I am working towards that day. Thank you. It's kind of you. But until then, and for the next 3 days, I want to share with you a few flavors, or maybe we'll call them superfoods, of human connection that we, in facilitating community as medicine, have found to be associated with people being nourished. And so I will have a little bit of time with you today and tomorrow and the next day to invite you into an experience, or we might even call it a microdose of, I thought that would go well with this crowd, a microdose of community as medicine. You in? Awesome. The only agreement I need for this to work is that here from the front of the room, I'm going to make a lot of offers, and your job is just to hear them as invitations and then modify to suit your body, mind, spirit. Good? Okay, amazing. In that case, our first superfood for these 3 days is vitality. And for this one, we're just going to do it together, and then we'll talk about it. So, in about 5 seconds, I'm going to invite you, if it works for your body, to stand up and find yourself facing a person you do not know. Now, I know we're a little tight, so use the aisles, spread out, get a little space so you could move without whacking anybody. Go ahead. Hi. I might never get him back. All right, can I have your attention back here? If you can hear my voice, just kind of look this way. Hello. Oh, this is a dangerous game. Once I get you talking, I might never get you back. All right, are you standing in front of one other person? Yes. If you are the shorter person in your dyad, would you please raise your hand? Shorter person. Okay, good. Shorter people, that makes you temporarily the boss. In that, however you move your body or your face, your taller partner is going to mirror you. On your mark, get set, go. Okay, freeze wherever you are, freeze. Freeze. We are switching leaders. Second leader, you're gonna lead. See if you can get your partner to do something truly ridiculous. Go. Okay, freeze where you are. Freeze. Oh, you're not done. You're not done. We're going back to the first leader, except I'm going to give you a little inspiration. Leader number 1, show us how you used to dance when you were in 8th grade. Your partner will mirror you. Go. All right, freeze. Leader number 2, you're up. You have become an aerobics instructor. Go. Freeze for one moment. Okay, leader number 1, I have one more for you. Ready? You're not at the ballet, you are the ballet. Go. Oh, that is good. Give your partner a high five. Go ahead and have a seat. Ooh. Okay, I wish you all could see what that looked like from down here. That was pretty spectacular. I'm curious about how you feel now. Can I see like thumbs? How do you feel? Hi, I like that. Yeah, you look a little different than you did 10 minutes ago. So, vitality is about our aliveness. It's our self-expression and our joy and our verve. And we start there because there's this funny thing that happens when you get any new community of people together, which is that people arrive and then they start looking around for permission to embody their vitality. And if they don't find it, everybody gets a little smaller. Like it's kind of like a race to the bottom to make sure we're appropriate, and we kind of get like the penguin thing going on. And so I start here because my hope is that we can do something different here. We essentially have an intentional community starting now, and it lasts for 2.5 days. And we get to choose and co-create the culture that we want for it. So my invitation is that until we talk again, which will be tomorrow afternoon, that you look for opportunities to bring forth your vitality. Thank you so, so much. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon.